following after getting married, and here's why. Um, so I should start before getting married. I had a problem, like many guys do, where you have this sort of fantasy in your head where you'll be at in your life when getting married. So whether that's having, making over $100,000 or having 100,000 followers or being physically in the best shape of your life, you have all these conceptions that you want and milestones where you want to be at before committing to someone. I had those abundantly. But I think the real problem is that there's a lack of internal love for yourself, where, at least for me, I didn't feel like I almost deserved to get married or I was the right partner for my wife in a weird way, where it's like I wanted to be better before committing. Um, and that's a common mistake. And it is a mistake because um, I found once you do get married and decide to commit, your career and everything else actually blossoms. And I think the major reason why it does is because having now been married for 2 years, you're adding another family member that you're taking care of. And for me, reframing my career in the sense of I'm doing this for my wife and my family was and is the still biggest motivator for me to get out there and work. Um, Before getting married, for example, I wasn't posting on social media. I only had 3,000 followers. And after getting married, my wife told me, she's like, if you want to keep doing this career of modeling, content creation, uh, and acting, you got to put yourself out there. So because she told me that, it motivated me to do it. And she gave me the encouragement, and I started posting, and that's how I gained 250,000 followers in like 9 months. Um, but if I wasn't married, I don't think I would have that, and I didn't have that drive. Uh, and I think it's partially, again, lack of, I guess, love for myself. I found it's easier to, for example, in school, it's easier to write a 10,000 word essay for your professor who's forcing you to do it or encouraging you to do it compared to you just writing it yourself. And that's really the same thing with a lot of career goals, especially for people that are extra hard on themselves. Um, it helps to have someone that you care about most in the world encourage you, and you want to make them proud. So that's what I found really after getting married. It was a huge shift in my life where it's not just doing it for myself, it's doing it for my wife and my family. Uh, it, it's similar to, how if you get a medication for your dog, and there's been studies to show this, you're more likely to give your dog the full amount of the medication and the full treatment compared to giving it yourself. So if you get meds from the doc, you're less likely to complete your prescription than it is to give your dog a prescription. And I think that's because it's just easier to do things for people you love compared to yourself. So yeah, before getting married, I thought I had all these ambitions that I wanted to achieve, and it wasn't until after I got married that I realized that you will achieve those things faster, and you'll get more meaning out of it if you have a strong partner by your side, not only encouraging you, but also, unknowingly being your biggest motivator. Um, so I'd recommend for the boys out there that are in a long-term relationship and haven't committed, think about yourself in a few years from now. Um, and if you have any inclination to get married in the future, why not do it sooner? Because all these things that are sort of left undone are like programs running in your head or your desktop, and it's just taking up information and processing speed where you could be solely focused on the task at hand. And I think commitment is a big part of that because it's a lot of the times can be a big problem in relationships and an unresolved thing that lasts for years, whether it's, you know, either partner wanting the other person to commit. It's an ongoing thing in the background of your relationship. And once it's solved, and once you do commit and kind of get over the hump, that program isn't running anymore and it's solved. And I think that's a huge part of growing up, and it's a necessary part in your career to realize that. Um, so, yeah, do it for your family and then do it for yourself, and you'll find that uh, it'll be amazing experience. So try it out. Let me know how it goes.